Court is now in session.
iShowmeat. You have been charged for barking at the bank. How do you plead? Answer the question. Innocent or guilty? It also says here that you insulted a police bear by the name of Freeman Fazeballs. Property of AK9 dog. From the police department. Wait a minute. Who submitted this charge? Try it in the court. Okay, your next offense. You have been charged for throwing meat at the neighbor's lawn. How do you plead? It also says here that you threw a giant meat with a plate to an old man's head. Now he is in hospital. Wait a minute, that's me. iShowmeat, I sentence you to 50 years in prison for attempt robbery and randomly bark at people. Court dismissed.
At 12. This is better. I think this is better for you.
And also, right, I need a grip. So whenever my phone fall, it don't fall. So I can.
You know the glass.
No way, man, just
the glass is the back is made out of gorilla glass.
you fall, I mean, on camera also. What's it? If I jump, it won't fall.
Right.
Oh,
you never know what you said just now.
Oh, that's it.
If I drop my phone won't drop.
No. Bro, what, bro? I just realized, bro.
You just said.
I just
realized.
Man, I just realized what I said, bro.
What's it?
How far is it in country, huh?
Yes, I understand. I'm not doing anything, legit. I'm focusing on the screen right now. Why?
Yeah, you. Better don't be like Terry.
Next time when you want to go to the mission,
you better don't be like Terry doing his VR being PS5.
No, legit. I'm telling the truth. I'm
You
looking
need to ask permission when you want to go toilet. You don't just leave like that.
What if I interrupt in the middle of the lesson?
This is not. Yeah, this is not a formal lesson. Yeah, this is not a formal lesson.
I studying.
Yeah, to study. Okay.
Anyway, let's continue. What's the next formula you need? No, not this one. This is not this fishing, not this farming, okay?
Yeah, go back to picking up cotton.
Saju, do you even know what this guy is even picking up?
Cotton.
It's wheat. Anyways.
Anyway, I go pour the milk inside the bowl and then put the cereal.
This needs to stop now.
Hey, alamak. Can you not say that in the recording? Please.
I will do it. I will record it.
I told you, Peter.
I will pour the milk first before the cereal.
This needs to stop now.
I will come back to school and hunt you down. I know where you live also.
Okay, man.
Hey, you mental Saju.
Yes.
What's the formula for today's date?
Okay, we don't answer. Let's answer.
Today equal.
Wrong.
Today equal. No, boss said today equal.
Today got wrong.
Nah.
It's the opposite. It's equals today.
R equals to
My heart is cold. My heart is cold.
Breaking news, total chaos sweeps through Silly City. Silly City has erupted into pandemonium after a series of bizarre and absurd events unfolded all at once. Here's the rundown of today's mind-boggling incidents. First, Silly Bus was seen driving automatically and recklessly through the streets, blaring circus music as it dodged pedestrians and narrowly missed several buildings. At the same time, a man known as 7-Eleven Karen was spotted screaming in a local 7-Eleven store over a slushy shortage, causing a huge scene. In another part of the city, Mr. Skeleton went on a destructive dance rampage, tearing down buildings with his terrifying yet oddly rhythmic movements. Meanwhile, Mr. Colgate made headlines by calling his teacher a crazy woman before launching a toothpaste attack on nearby builders and innocent bystanders. At Silly City High School, chaos struck when Mr. Sleepyhead, a local teacher, was found sound asleep during class. His nap didn't last long as a Russian train was reported to have held a boy hostage, shocking everyone by holding a gun and speaking fluent Russian. The chaos escalated further when a silly car on autopilot and blasting funk music crashed into the train, causing mayhem on the tracks. Across town, a silly detective attacked the infamous Silly House, only to regret it when he was ambushed by Silly Old Man. Meanwhile, Silly Pigs raided the home of a man known as the Neighbor, though authorities are still unsure what they were looking for. At an Apple store, Thanos, yes, the Thanos, now working as a humble employee after his defeat in the Infinity War, was bullied by a gorilla in what can only be described as an act of unprovoked cruelty. At the same time, a silly old man was bullying a popular streamer, iShowmeat, on his live stream, while a Karen threw Mr. Cup's ramen, sparking a heated altercation. In one of the most puzzling developments, silly builders constructed a cage in front of the White House and painted it black for no apparent reason. Back at school, a teacher kicked out a student for destroying his iPhone 16 Pro Max, while a wild brawl broke out in Silly Mart over ice cream. On the darker side of things, a rude shopkeeper was busted for selling weapons illegally, while a silly
Samsung worker
insulted Goatman, an English-speaking goat working at Samsung. People are still in disbelief as to how Goatman got hired, let alone how he speaks English. In another strange occurrence, a giant squirrel was seen bullying a granny at the Google store, breaking the latest Google phone without paying. Meanwhile, a gangster known as B-Blot stirred controversy by insulting kids on Discord during a live stream. Tech chaos also hit Silly City when the silly old man hacked every computer and Wi-Fi network in town. At Silly School, chaos erupted when Chaotic Bottle, owned by Mr. Sleepyhead, caused an uproar. And at Silly Hospital, the silly doctor engaged in water fights with patients, leaving them confused about whether they were receiving treatment or just getting soaked. The madness continued when Silly Old Man stole medicine meant for Goatman, prompting outrage. Meanwhile, Silly Judge started sentencing people to jail for ridiculous reasons, such as fighting with siblings, and the Silly Police arrested innocent bystanders without cause. Adding to the chaos, the Beast was seen robbing ATMs, and a robber named Robin DeBank attempted to rob a bank using a Nerf gun. The situation escalated when a silly bus crashed into the bank mid-robbery, causing utter mayhem. In a strange twist, police officer Chaotic Beam arrested iShowmeat on livestream for barking at the bank. Not to be outdone, a silly taxi drove itself into Goatman's house, causing significant property damage. Meanwhile, the notorious Silly Van was spotted scamming people in broad daylight. Elsewhere, Silly Old Man robbed several OnePlus and Oppo phones from local stores, while a silly chef chased after a silly robot for stealing his food. Over at the school, students caused a ruckus by throwing a volleyball at their PE teacher, knocking him into the pool. In entertainment news, a silly news reporter insulted Gordon Ramsay by calling him a crazy donkey, sparking outrage from fans of the famed chef. In yet another bizarre moment, a silly firefighter was caught spraying water at innocent bystanders for no clear reason. Over in the financial district, Mr. Beast was attacked by the Beast after the latter's ATM robbery. On the waterfront, a silly sailor kicked insane gamer only off his own boat, declaring him too insane for the sea. Meanwhile, Jax, another skeleton, was seen destroying coffee shops with his destructive dance moves, while Mr. Skeleton was at it again, this time breaking prison walls by dancing, allowing prisoners to escape. In the transportation sector, a silly Uber driver began charging passengers an outrageous $100 per minute for rides, while silly taxi drivers started crashing into any Uber that charged less. At the silly airport, customs accused travellers of smuggling themselves into the country, while a walking bomb and an unknown explorer were spotted roaming the terminal. To cap it all off, the Silly Purge, led by Mooney XLE and the Suitman, was seen laying waste to the entire city, leaving nothing but chaos in their wake. And finally, in a string of personal attacks, Grapple was seen insulting a goofy kid for not knowing what an iPhone is, even bullying someone back to hell for similar offences. Meanwhile, Mega Abnormal was spotted chasing Mr. Cup for his ramen, and Mr. Skeleton teamed up with the Beast to beat up the innocent bystander, all because he showed his rock face. Stay tuned for more updates from Silly City, where things just keep getting crazier.
Chaos in Silly City skeleton shenanigans take over. Silly City was thrown into a bizarre frenzy yesterday as a gang of animated skeletons caused mayhem across town. Reports flooded in of strange and surreal incidents involving these skeletal troublemakers. First on the scene was Mr. Skeleton, dapper in a sleek black suit who stood downtown pointing accusatory fingers at every passerby. His mysterious accusations of, "You did it," left the public both amused and puzzled. Meanwhile, at the airport, Officer Skeleton was seen interrogating travelers and loudly claiming they had smuggled themselves from another country. Security guards reportedly gave up trying to reason with him after he started handing out fake tickets for illegal skeleton activities. At Silly City Beach, Explorer Skeleton was seen tossing a local boy named Terry into the water for weird reasons, claiming it was an ancient ritual of bone preservation. Terry was unharmed, but extremely confused. Over at Silly City High, Ninja Skeleton made a dramatic entrance, raiding classrooms and pointing at everyone snapping photos of him. Witnesses say he exclaimed, "No cameras in Ninja Land," before vanishing in a puff of bone dust. Adding to the absurdity, Military Skeleton was spotted downtown wielding a plastic gun, issuing toy orders, and pointing at everyone curious about his peculiar choice of weapon. His explanation? Tactical training for skeleton defense. The chaos culminated when all four skeletons ambushed a local figure known as the Innocent Bystander, famed for his iconic rock face. Eyewitnesses say the bystander stood unfazed as the skeleton circled him, wagging their bony fingers and chanting, "Guilty of being too cool." Silly City residents are calling it the wildest day in the town's history. Authorities are investigating but have yet to determine if the skeletons were pranking spirits, performance artists, or something entirely otherworldly.